because people didn't have enough money to just go buy ready-made products. So nearly everybody had a garden. Nearly everyone had a few chickens. Nearly everybody probably had an animal that they could slaughter and maybe even milk. These people were the true environmentalists in American history, and it worked for them. And it can work for you too. There are lots of exciting ways to produce your own food. On the weekends, you don't have to sit in television the entire weekend. You can go out into your yard. You can get your hands in the earth. You can plant your own crops. You can grow your own food. At the end of the season, you can reap a beautiful bounty. Can your own tomatoes, make your own salsa. It's terribly exciting. I've just told you about how you can produce your own food, but I can also talk to you about how you can produce your own clothing. Let's talk about how you can produce your own clothing. Now that was a paralinguistic transition. I started off slow. I got faster and faster and faster, kind of create excitement, get you all worked up into frenzy, like, oh, I'm going to go out and put my hands in the earth. And then I slowed down, and wow, now I've got another. Look at that. I did paralinguistic, I did the fingers, and I also did the movement. You know I'm moving. Your attention is elicited. It works. Conclusions. These are just formulas. This is recipe knowledge, folks. You can use it however you will. Kind of like the Tao of Steve. Anybody know what the Tao of Steve is? Is the generation gap moving that quickly now? Tao of Steve, anyone? Tao of Steve? Nobody knows Tao of Steve? Oh my goodness. You gotta go to Netflix, you gotta rent the movie. Steve is like this late 20s, overweight guy who, for whatever reason, is a player. He's always macking on the ladies. I don't even know if macking is an appropriate phrase anymore. Is it okay? Is it okay? Player is good, right? Player entered the vernacular cool. I think it's going to be around forever. Anyway, the Tao of Steve is great because the movie is an interesting one. One of the themes of the movie is this formula for picking up women that this overweight, scruffy guy uses, and it seems to work all the time. And the Tao of Steve, it contains 3 central propositions. The first proposition is eliminate all desire for the object in this case being the woman. The second rule is do something excellently in her presence. And the third one is retreat. We naturally chase that which runs away. Tao of Steve. So men, know it. Ladies, beware of it. It's out there. Conclusions. Provide an enumerated review. So Truman truly had integrity. Truman truly loved his wife, and Truman truly loved his country. That's my enumerated review. My enumerated review. I'm going to repeat my thesis, and I'm also going to repeat my main ideas. I could say, first I told you that Truman truly loved his wife, and second I told you Truman truly loved his country. Oh, the time. You have to repeat the thesis and your mini-thesis. Somewhere in your conclusion, you've got to repeat the thesis and the mini-thesis. Remember, you're building the schematic set of folders that your audience needs to remember what you're saying. So this is the second time you're going to say your thesis. This is at least the third time you're going to say, or the fourth time you're going to say your mini-thesis. Because you said them in the introduction, you said them in the transitions, now you're going to say them in the conclusion, which means you're going to say them a minimum of 3 times, as many as 4. The purpose of the conclusion is to attach some emotion to your thesis. The research is pretty clear. We remember those things that have emotion attached to them better than we remember those things that don't have emotion attached to them. This is the problem with traumatic experiences that people have. People have intensely traumatic experiences that are highly emotional, and they can't forget them because it leaves such a powerful imprint in their memory. But it doesn't have to be dark and sinister like that. People also remember powerfully important memories. Most of you probably remember your first kiss, your first girlfriend / boyfriend / partner, or whatever it is, because it's a powerfully emotional experience. You want to replicate that experience in your conclusion. Use an intentional strategy to do this. Do not leave this to chance. If you don't plan, you plan to fail, as they say. You can use a quotation. Just as you did in the introduction, you can use a quotation. You can return to the quotation that you used in the introduction. And so, Henry David Thoreau once went out into the woods to live deliberately, to live with integrity. Truman truly had integrity. Truman truly loved his wife. Truman truly loved his country. I've said this, I've said that, I've said the other thing. Now I'm into the conclusion again. I just told you about how Truman truly had integrity because Truman truly loved his wife and Truman truly loved his country. When Henry David Thoreau went off into the woods, he was like Harry Truman. He was like most Americans. He was paving his own way, building his own path, doing his own thing, while at the same time serving the greater good. Because Truman truly had integrity with it. I don't know if I did. Narrative. Tell a story. A compelling story at the end is good. I'm running out of time, so I can't illustrate these as well as I would like to. You can complete a narrative. Remember Billy, who learned so much about being a man from Harry Truman? And remember, so I said, Billy was lost his way, then he saw Truman, and then it got better. Truman truly loved his wife, and Truman truly loved his country, and I just told you about how Truman truly loved his wife, and Truman truly loved his country. What I haven't told you is that Billy, the introduction to my speech, that Billy was actually me. And I'm completing the story. Billy was actually me. I learned, how to be a man, how to have integrity from Truman and other great examples throughout American history. I particularly like the presidents, so I studied Truman, I studied Reagan, I studied Nixon, I studied Goldwater, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Call to action. Call your audience to action. You too can live like the former president. You too can live with integrity. The opportunities to live with integrity are all around us. Truman chose to truly love his wife, and Truman chose to truly love his country. But you can choose tomorrow to go out and support your team. You can choose to go to the game this weekend and to cheer for the University of South Dakota as they defeat their rivals in this homecoming game. You can choose to participate in the parade. You can choose to participate in the pep rallies. You can choose to have integrity like Truman had integrity. You give a vision of the future. What would it be like if all of our politicians had the kind of integrity that Truman had? We would be able to trust these people. The shining characteristic of Truman was that he was from Missouri. He was from the Show Me State. The president said the buck stops here was Harry Truman. A man who wasn't afraid to take responsibility. A man who wasn't afraid to show you the way in which he adhered to his principles. Let's imagine a future where we evoke a politician like that. Vision of the future. You've got 15 seconds left. Never say in conclusion. Never introduce yourself in your speech. You never say, I'm James Hepler and I'm here to talk to you about blah, 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 blah. We all know your name. We want you to start immediately. So you want to start right away. And when you end, we should know you can finish your speech in some other way than by in conclusion. There are many ways to signal your ending. Like slowing down, speeding up, using gestures, whatever.